welcome back to my channel, Miss Pretty Plants. I garden here in Toronto in Zone 6, and I wanted to share with you on this very windy day some new plants that I am adding to my garden. It is late fall and getting very close to November, and I just wanted to share with you these beautiful plants that again, really good deals at this time. So wanted to share with you these beautiful plants that I'm adding to my garden. So the first plant I wanted to share with you, this is a rhododendron, and it's called a PJ Mezit rhododendron. So this one is really beautiful evergreen rhododendron that is hardy from zones 4 up to zone 8. This plant came highly recommended at the nursery, so I had to bring this one home. Look at the fall color on this beautiful shrub. So this shrub, again, these will flower early spring. So in April, this should start flowering, covered in lilac pink flowers, and then this shrub will get up to, I think, 4 feet tall and wide. So it's not a very large size shrub, so it could get up to 5 feet if it's really happy. But again, this is a beautiful plant. It has really nice thick leaves, dark green leaves that remain evergreen, and it has a really nice fall color. So really pretty plant, and perfect plant for a part shade location, and it's good if you can add some acidic soil for it, or a soil enhancer. I'm going to probably just add some coffee grinds for now, and then next year I will probably add some soil enhancer for this plant. So really excited to add this one in my garden. I do not have one of these, and this just caught my eye, and it's just very pretty. It has a lot of flower buds already formed for next year, so this should be really exciting to plant in my garden. The other plant that I was able to get, I got 3 of these. These are the Proven Winners Double Play Doozy Spiraeas. So this one really caught my attention because the foliage is a really nice red burgundy, and it stays this color. So when it first leaves out in spring, it is going to stay this color. And what's good about this variety is that it's a continuous bloomer. Like, it has no it does not form seeds, so it continuously blooms throughout summer. So it'll start blooming in late spring, and it's going to continue to bloom all throughout till fall, and it's still blooming, this plant. So this is the flower color on this. It's really pretty reddish pink color, really nice outstanding color of a flower, and even the spent flower heads, they look really nice at this time of the year. So really nice plant. It will get up to 3 feet, 2 to 3 feet tall and wide. So I got 3 of these plants. So I plan to put them in a grouping, and they are really stunning. I love the colors on this. Really excited to plant this variety, and it will do best in full sun, but I think you can also put this one in part shade. It's also hardy from zones 3 up till up to 8, so extremely hardy plant. Very resilient, and excited to add this one as well in my garden and enjoy these beautiful blooms. And the last plant I got was a butterfly bush. This is a Miss Ruby butterfly bush. I have this one in my garden already, and I was able to pick up a couple more of these at a really good discount. And I love these because they flower all summer long. So I've planted this late spring, and it started flowering, and it has continuously bloomed, and it's still blooming. So which is why I think it's a great addition to my garden, and I picked up 2 of these. So this one will get up to 5 feet tall and wide, and has beautiful bright fuchsia pink blooms. Again, this one is hardy from zones 5 to 9, and it is a deciduous shrub and blooms on new wood, so you can prune this anytime. I would prune them probably sometime in spring when it starts to leaf out, or just before it starts to leaf out if you need to prune it. Really easy plant, just loves full sun, and also butterfly bushes do not like wet feet, so make sure you plant them a little bit higher and a little bit in well-draining soil. That's what they love. So these are the 3 new plants that I'm adding to my garden, and I'll take you along and I'll show you where I'm planning to add them. Really excited to find them and add them to my garden, especially the 2 of these plants which I don't have in my garden. And this one is a repeat purchase because I love it in my garden, and it's really nice for butterflies and really a nice vibrant color throughout the season. So yeah, I will show you where I'm placing them, and I'll get them in the ground and take you along. To show you where I was gonna put the double play doozy spireas. So I plan to put them in a grouping here in this raised planter box, where I already also planted a hydrangea, prime hydrangea. So I want to do like a grouping of these here. This does receive a good amount of sun, and I think this color all throughout summer will be really nice in this spot to add, and it's going to be a good height. It will get 3 feet tall and just be like a vibrant backdrop along with the hydrangea prime here. And I'm going to add one of the butterfly bushes on the other side near my climbing rose, so it'll kind of add a nice you know, like a fuchsia on that side as well, and it's just going to be a nice combination. And then I can add some lavender and purple colors in here next year. So I think this will be a good foundation for this planter box. And what I'm also going to do is put the other butterfly bush on the other side, and then do something different on this one. I will leave a bunch of spot on this one for some vegetables that I can intermix here, some herbs, some vegetables. I'm not sure yet what I'm doing with this side, but I did not want to mimic the spirea on this side. The only thing I wanted to mimic on this side was the butterfly bush, because I think it'll be nice to add a little bit of this color on this side as well. And what I'm thinking is that maybe I'm not decided if I want the butterfly bush here or I want it on the outside. So I'm going to play with that a little bit, and I'll let you know once I've decided. I'll show you how I've planted these. These are fairly easy to get in this box because the soil is really loose, and I just want to get them in the ground. And I'll show you when I've finished planting these. So after much thinking, I think I will put the 2 butterfly bushes on these 2 ends, only because I want to leave that end empty for putting smaller vegetables that I can access easily all around the box. And I find that this spot will be good for this butterfly bush, as it will receive a lot more sun, and it'll be kind of a good accent to view it on both sides and have a little bit of a symmetry with the colors. And then on this side I will have the double play doozy spireas, and then I can think about how I balance it on this side with something else, which I'm not sure yet. So I think I will get these plants in the ground, and I'll show you when this is all done. I'm trying to put the PGM plant, and it is a good spot. It gets part shade, and that's what this plant needs. So I'm going to get this one in the ground as well, and I will show you all of the plants in the ground all at once, and how they look. I think this is going to be a nice foundation shrub in the middle of this bed, and with all the other plants, shade plants that are around it. I have a lot of hostas in here. I have a yucca, so I think this plant will be a good one for this spot. So I'm going to get this in the ground, and I'll show you when it's done. Hi everyone, I've been playing around with the placement of this double play doozy spirea, as well as the butterfly bush. I think this one is the Miss Ruby, or it could also be Miss Molly. I'm not really sure because there was no label on it. Only thing I saw was it had pinkish fuchsia flowers. So I'm thinking this one is Miss Ruby because I have the same one in my front yard. So this placement that I had here, I am not fully happy with this placement, and I was going to spend some time to do a bit of rearranging. Originally I thought I would group the spireas there, but I think the size of the spirea will get pretty big, like it will mound up. So I don't think I will have the space to have 3 of them in that spot. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to move this butterfly bush more on the back over there in the corner, and then have 1 spirea in front of it. And more than likely I'm going to mimic that on this side as well, just because I think it will look a lot better. And then I might put another spirea on the other side to kind of create like 4 of them. So I did pick up another one of these spireas as well, so that I can add it to this bed and then kind of create that look in here. So I'm going to do a little bit of rearranging and replanting, and I will show you what I end up with. So this is what I thought about, and I kind of wanted to change it now before I just kind of put these plants in, and I realized that I needed to update and change it because I think it will look a lot better in that fashion. So come along with me, I'll show you once I rearrange this. I'm going to remove all of these zinnias in this bed and all the other plants that are here and clean it up so that I can kind of envision and see how I want these beds to be. And I'll move the zinnias for now in another spot so that I can enjoy them for a little while longer. And the kale, I'm going to move it to my kale patch and just clean out this bed before I reshuffle it a bit. This is the new configuration that I'm thinking of for these planters. I put the 2 double play doozy spireas more towards the front, and that way they have that space to fill out, and I still have edges and gaps in between to do other things with. And I moved the Limelight Prime hydrangea a little bit more back of this bed, as well as I moved the butterfly bush Miss Ruby on the other side. So I think with that one filling out that spot, maybe also spilling over a little bit, I think it'll look really nice. And then these spireas here will be nice in these 2 spots, and they will get about 3 feet tall, and I think it will be nice. It'll add a nice nice punch of color in the front, a lot of pink in this bed, and then I can accentuate with other colors as the season progresses next year and add more purples or a little bit more, you know, maybe a salvia or lavender in here just to add more pops of purple in here. But I do love the placement of these plants finally, and I think I'm going to set these in this position and mimic the same on this side of the bed as well, and I will show you when it's all done and how it comes together. Here it is. I wanted to show you the plants are in the ground on the other side as well, and I'm really liking this new configuration. It is quite symmetrical on both sides, and I am enjoying it. As you can see, it is pretty symmetrical. I have the 2 hydrangea Limelight Prime, and then I have the butterfly bush on both ends, and then I have the 2 double play doozy spireas in this bed, and I think they look really, really nice in this bed. And I think as they mature, they're going to add a great foundation to this bed and a good backdrop to the rest of my garden. Yeah, I'm really liking the transformation here, adding all of these beautiful blooms and flowers and pink blooms for next year makes me really excited. Do you love the color pink in your garden? Because I sure do, and you can see that I'm going to have a little bit of a pink overload in these beds once everything is blooming. And you know, this will evolve over time. I will probably add something that'll climb up this trellis, maybe another climbing rose or some clematis and a rose. So I'm not sure yet. I think it will unfold next year what I do with the rest of this bed, and very excited to add these plants in my garden right now. And I just wanted to bring you along and share with you how these look in the garden. And I love how these look. I love the color on this double play doozy spirea, and I think in spring when it first starts blooming, it will also first start leafing out. It's also going to be this beautiful burgundy color, which is very exciting. Love the fall color on the hydrangea prime as well, and Limelight Prime as well, and it just looks stunning. It's orange, more orange yellow, and this is more burgundy, so kind of plays well with each other. And then the butterfly bush is, you know, the blue green foliage on it is stunning. And I think with the amount of sun it's going to get in that little spot there, it's going to be happy. And so yeah, I just wanted to show you these plants, and I'll also show you where I planted the rhododendron on the other side, and take you along, and then show you what that looks like. And so all of these plants are now in the ground, and I'm really loving them in this planter bed. It's a rhododendron, it is in the ground, and I love how this looks in this spot. I had to move the sedum out a little bit to kind of make space for it, and to kind of also, you know, give it its own spot. So love the sedums around it as well. And then I also love the colors on this rhododendron. It just looks amazing. And honestly, like, it didn't have the exact variety on it. It just said PJM Mezit, I think. So I'm assuming this may be the Mezit Olga. I'm not really sure, but it's a beautiful rhododendron, and I was told it's more evergreen. So we'll see what it does through the winter, but I'm just loving it in its form right now. It has a lot of buds for next year, so hopefully it'll be hardy and it'll survive in this spot. I don't have a lot of rhododendrons in my garden, and you know, it's all about trying and figuring out what plants do, and that's what this plant is for me. I love it, and I'm hoping that it's going to be happy in this spot. So that's it, my friends. I wanted to share with you these new shrubs that I was adding to my garden, and there was a little bit of rethinking, rearranging to be done. And you know, it's kind of good. It dawns upon you later how you would rather incorporate them in your garden, and that's what I ended up doing. And it looks stunning. And I have to pick this up because it kind of fell because it was really windy, and start cleaning up some of these garden props and putting them away. So thanks so much for watching this video, and I'm sorry if it was a little bit you know, haphazard as I was going through the thinking process. And I think it's a good example with gardening that, you know, things are not always perfect, things are not always the way you imagined, and you have to kind of adapt and try different things to kind of see what works in that space. And that's what it is. And I hope you appreciate that thought process, and I'm sure you go through the same in your garden as you're planting and moving things around, especially this time of the year, prepping for next year. So again, thank you so much for watching. Please hit the subscribe button and subscribe to my channel for more updates. I hope to keep you updated along my journey, and whatever gardening changes I'm making here. I want to keep everybody up to date, and also grow and learn from my experiences. Thanks so much for watching.